What is going on, everybody? Good to see you. I feel like it's been a couple days, but yeah, the last time that I streamed was actually Sunday, and it's already Thursday. The past week has just been a complete whirlwind. I had friends in town on Saturday. My birthday was on Saturday. Family, and then another group of friends came in town on Tuesday. So just been super busy, but it's been good. And I can't believe it's already, and then Memorial Day. And I can't believe it's already Thursday. It doesn't make any sense. It's been one of the fastest weeks I've ever had. So welcome. It's good to see everybody. It's been a little break of streams more than normal lately, but getting back in the swing of things. I got what is it called? An Ultimate Collector's A-Wing sent to me, a Lego A-Wing, and I put together, I would say, more than half of it yesterday. I just spent like 5 hours, watching the SpaceX, watching the NASA live broadcast as I assembled it, and shot some footage and stuff like that. So I'm hoping to get that video out within the next couple weeks. We'll see. But yeah, man, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It has been 20 plus years. Oh, one sec.
Since I missed a chunk of streams. Youth sports kind of getting a kickoff in the Chicago area.
Nice.
Next week, finally something for the boys to do now that e-learning has ended.
Tuke17, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. And David Smith as well, coming in at basically the same exact time, tie for first. I appreciate that, guys. Give me one sec. So yeah, I haven't put a Lego set together in, I don't even know, easily over 20 years, maybe 25 years. I mean, I used to build Legos when I was a kid. Maybe the last time I messed with them was like when I was like 10, 11, or 12. I used to love medieval knights and shining armor and castles and stuff like that. But yesterday was kind of a treat. It was fun to sit back and watch some, NASA live broadcasts from literally like 11 in the morning until they scrubbed it, and I was just building Legos. So it's kind of neat. But anyway, looking forward to making that video, getting it out, telling you guys what I thought about it. But David Smith, Tuke, and Super Michael 98, thank you guys. David Smith, it looks like in my chat, was first. David says, "Hey Greedo, missed the birthday stream. Here's a little something." Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hope it was good. Keep up the good work, man. Side note, thoughts on HBO Zack Snyder Justice League and releasing different cuts. So yeah, first of all, dude, thank you so much for the channel support and the kind words there. What we did on my birthday, we went to the beach as a family. It was so much fun. My daughter sat in the waves as they came and crashed into her. We were all giggling. It was an absolute blast. After that, we came home. My daughter took a pretty solid nap. And then my wife made me some Shake Shack copycat burgers, which we've made in the past. But, dude, I don't want a burger any other way now. They're so damn good. And then she made me strawberry pie, which has been my go-to birthday request. I'm not much of a cake guy. I'll eat it. But I would much rather have like a strawberry pie or a dump cake or an Oreo tort or something like that. My go-to is a delicious strawberry pie. So yeah, the Zack Snyder, first of all, I haven't seen Justice League. I haven't seen Batman vs Superman. I haven't seen Wonder Woman. The only, I think, DC movie that I've seen is Man of Steel, and I didn't really care for it. It's not my type of Superman. I like my Superman to be kind of just the attaboy do-gooder, which probably most people would consider boring, but I've always loved that type of Superman, Good guy through and through. But that being said, I love the idea of director's cuts and stuff like that, as long as the original obviously is intact for those who want to see it. It's kind of a different case for Star Wars, right? But no, a director's cut, a Zack Snyder cut, whatever you want to call it. Let him tinker and toy with it as much as he possibly wants, or they're almost like fan films of the films that they made, right? You got like 5 different versions of Blade Runner. I'm all for it. I didn't really follow the like release the Snyder Cut thing that's been going on for a long time. I didn't follow any of that, probably just because I wasn't invested in the DC movie universe. And it's kind of interesting, like this mob of internet accounts just started like hounding about this one thing, and it's really interesting that it stayed alive for so long. But then again, I never really followed it. But yeah, I guess it's coming, and hopefully people like it. We'll see. But David, I appreciate that, man. And Tuke17, thank you so much as well. Happy belated birthday, since I missed a chunk of streams. I haven't streamed since Sunday. It's felt a little weird. Even though it's not that long, it's like 4 days, I still feel a little rusty right now. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, a lot going on this past week. Also, I'm in charge of trivia tonight for my group of friends. We do a Zoom chat over we do a chat over Zoom every Thursday night, and we always select somebody to create a trivia, like 6 categories or something like that, and create a trivia thing for next week. And it's my turn, so I was working on that the past couple days. I like it. Some very inappropriate stuff on there, which they no question are expecting. Youth sports kind of getting a kickoff in Chicago area next week. Finally, something for the boys to do now that e-learning has ended. Yeah, dude. We've talked about this before. The people that I feel, obviously, people lost jobs. Life is crazy for a lot of families, and but the people I just feel the worst for are the kids around the globe. You know. It's got to be weird. You go from a place where you're constantly with your friends, joking around, going to school, riding the bus, having fun, wearing your backpack, playing Pokemon Go. Is that still a thing? And then, you're locked up in the house and with limited things to do. So that's good to hear, man. I'm glad to hear that things are getting back into a little bit of normalcy, and have something for the kids to do, for sure. The zoo recently opened up. The Jacksonville Zoo recently opened up maybe like 2 weeks ago. We have season passes to the zoo. I just haven't taken my daughter since it opened up. I want maybe a little bit more time. I don't know how crowded it is. I would assume it's super crowded, but I'll wait a little bit longer, and maybe the initial rush will die away. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Hope you guys are having a good one up there. What's the temperature up there? Let's see. Chicago weather. 74. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's perfect. Oh, that's just perfect. I do get a kick out of the social distance requirements that I have seen for youth baseball. Obviously not written by someone who has had 10, 11-year-old kids. Or maybe not even written by people who have ever played youth baseball, right? Excuse me, we can't stand 6 feet apart in the dugout. Excuse me, I can't stand 6 feet apart from the catcher or the umpire. Excuse me, I'm the first baseman and I can't stand 6 feet away from the base. Excuse me. That's funny, man. Super Michael 98, thank you as well. Have you ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean, and will you ever show your daughter? Yeah, I'm sure I've seen them all. Let me look that up. Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Have they made 3 or 4? 4. Oh, 5. They made 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I definitely haven't seen them all then. I've seen the first one. I've seen the one with I don't know. Maybe I've seen 2 or 3. I remember the first one is just a complete fun, like fast-paced, feel-good movie. Yeah, I remember watching it when it first came out and just kind of loving it. The soundtrack, the characters were all great. It took Johnny Depp down a road he could never escape as a character actor. But no, I remember thoroughly enjoying it. It's been a very, very long time since I've seen those movies, or the first one for that matter. But yeah, I think it was a case of me. I feel like I've seen 3 of them, but I feel like it was kind of a case where it was like a little bit of like The Matrix to me. The first one was great. And then the sequels didn't do anything for me, you know. And you asked if I'm ever going to show my daughter. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We got a list of movies that we want to show her. A lot of stuff, obviously, that we loved. But then there's stuff that we think she would like that we didn't necessarily grow up with as kids, you know. Things that we think she would like that we maybe our like nieces and nephews grew up with, you know. So, absolutely. It's one of the things, like, I'm in no rush for her to get older. But yeah, watching movies as she gets older is definitely one of the things that I'm super excited for, among many other things. But I appreciate that, Michael, for sure. Can you do the chicken dance? I can't do the chicken dance, man. Da-da-da. What's up, AT-AT? Good to see you, man. Gotta say, I'm impressed at how clean the house is having a kid. I can't keep up with the mess here. Hello. Hello from Boston. Yeah, it's, she's good about, well, we have a playroom upstairs. It's a loft, and usually that is pretty chaotic. We try to pick it up every day, but it's, you know, as you know, it's just like a never-ending battle. So maybe we pick it up every couple days. Downstairs is usually pretty clean. We have a big, well, in the thumbnail, you'll see the big cabinet that's behind me, like this, I think they call it like a buffet or something like that. That is completely filled with my daughter's toys. So at the end of every day, she usually helps us pick up and we put them in the drawers and the cabinets and stuff like that. So, she likes helping out. And, when it's bedtime, she never fusses and she says it's cleanup time, and, she knows the routine. But yeah, man. Caleb Kemp, good to see you, man. Hello there. Catch my tweet. The script is done. Nice. Shoot me a, how about this? Let's see. Shoot me a DM. I follow you on Twitter, right? There we go. Yeah, shoot me a DM. That'll be easier for me to see. Shoot me a DM. But yeah, looking forward to it, man. But shoot me a DM to where I can download the script and whatnot, and I'll get to recording for sure. But it's good to see you, Caleb. Hope you're having a good. The week's almost over, which is hard to believe. It's kind of crazy, but I appreciate that, man. Taco Bell. We're talking about Taco Bell. I haven't had Taco Bell in a long time. Ethan Miranda Gale, thank you so much for the channel support. The question here: what was your rate in the Navy? I was supply. I was an AZ. I was aviation. I ran logs and records at a Seahawk squadron. And I also did a little bit of base security my first year in the Navy, basically. And I was plane captain qualified, so I was one of those guys that were running chalks and chains. Yeah, so I was an AZ, and I miss it quite a bit. I miss it. I miss deployment more than anything. Like, you know, maybe you're in. I'm not too sure, Ethan, but when you're stateside, when you're at your base, life is just like having a normal job. You know, you might get to your squadron at 6. Well, I don't know how it is for the boat guys, but for aviation, you know, you either work days or nights. And if you work days, I think I got there like 6 in the morning and left at like 4 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, depending if I had duty or not. And it was just like any other job, you know, show up, go home. But I really miss deployment, man. I really miss deployment, especially because I was the only AZ on the boat. And I was the only one that did my job on the boat. And I basically made my own schedule. I would stay up super late with the night guys if I wanted to hang out with them. I would just pull like a 24-hour wake-a-thon and just hang out with both crews. But yeah, man, I miss it quite a bit. Cole Slaw, thank you so much, man. Hope you're doing well in that life of adventure. Cole, let me minimize something real quick. Sorry, I had a tab open for all my trivia questions tonight. There we go. Cole Slaw says, watched a drift boat hit a rock and sink the other day on the river. Yikes, it was insane. The rapids are massive right now. Happy birthday, HG. Well, thank you so much, man. That's frightening. My brother-in-law's in the Coast Guard, and he tells me stories of, like, you know, them having to go out and rescue boaters or kayakers and stuff like that. And it's freaky, man. It's It's especially, it's not like you can just, if there's a collision, if there's something like that, choppy water, a lot of people don't wear life preservers on boats, and when you need it, it's too late, right? That's like, I got a text the other day from my sister, and as I said, her husband's in the Coast Guard, and she was like, because me and my wife go kayaking a decent amount nowadays, as much as we can with the kid, you know, find a babysitter, and she's like, you guys need to wear your life jackets, because we usually just have them, you know, we have them, but it's dumb, because when you need them, it's too late, right? But whenever we're like on the St. Johns River or on a massively trafficked area with actual boats with engines, yeah, we'll throw them on. But if we're in a creek, or if we're in an inlet, or if we're, you know, just somewhere where we don't see a soul for a couple hours, I'm not putting it on. That's freaky. That reminds me, we were driving home on Sunday from my wife's grandma's pool, and we saw this massive car fire, dude. It was crazy. This car was just completely engulfed in flames. Like 2 fire trucks out there, an ambulance, like 15 people standing on the side of the road that maybe witnessed it or something like that. It was nuts. I guess everybody got out okay. I didn't hear it in the news, but crazy. But anyway, I appreciate the support this afternoon, Cole. Hope you're doing well. Be safe out there. And Super Michael 98, it says message retracted. So hopefully the super chat didn't go through. I don't see your message. Oh, I see it down there. Okay. I see it down there. Do a speed build of the A-Wing. Ashton, I actually got, I took a ton of time-lapse footage of me building it. So I'm going to be putting together a little video for it. So yeah, looking forward to that. I've never built a Lego and done a video for it, you know. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, the last time I built a Lego set was probably when I was like 10 or 12. 10, 11, 12, somewhere around then. I'm 34 now. It's been a very long time. I was actually nervous about it going into it, but I kept, like, the instruction. You guys know this. You guys build Legos, I'm sure. You guys have played, you know, you're probably way more knowledgeable about it than I am. And dude, the instructions have gotten so much better. The pieces, the ingenuity of it all has gotten so much better than I remember. It is step for step. It's really easy to do. You just have to have patience. And it's fun. It's fun. A little, like, relaxing, you know. Super Michael 98, thank you so much as well. I was just thinking about the Wheels of the Force and wondered if they could allow someone to have the power to move a planet with the Force. Yeah, well, talk about people complaining about plot holes and stuff like that. I'm sure that it's a possibility if they ever wanted to do something like that, have like basically like a god in the Star Wars universe. I would not want that. That's just too much. I've always said this, Michael. I like my Force very subdued, a little hippy dippy. You know, Yoda, The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, he can move an X-wing. But the idea of like moving planets sounds way too generic, blockbuster. The sky is falling. We have to destroy the big, bulky bad guy before he blows up the universe. You know what I mean? So maybe, probably not. Probably not. It's definitely not something that I would want for sure. Like I said, power within reason, right? But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. And Stephen Homelot, good to see you. THX1138 and American Graffiti Special Edition parody videos would be funny. What if Lucas changed the blonde in the T-Bird to the Jedi Rocks Frog alien? Do you want me to do that? That would actually be kind of funny. What else could we change? Well, he already changed THX. He added those like CGI rats running around or something like that. I can't remember exactly what they were. It's been a long time since I've seen that. That would require probably more time than I have to make something like that. But somebody should make that. I think one of my the big project that's on my mind right now, I do have a few parody videos, and it's just I've been saying this for like 2 months, really since we moved into our house. I've been just meaning to get around to making them. It's just so time consuming. But a big project that I really want to finish, Steven, by the end of the year is a fake Star Wars holiday special video. Make it like an hour and a half. Make it dumb as hell. Put in fake commercials for shit. That's kind of like at the end of the year. That's my goal, to have something like that done. Just a big, dumb, fake Star Wars special, Star Wars holiday special sequel made, as if they made a sequel to it back in like the 80s. You know, I think that would be fun to do. But yeah, maybe if I ever have more time than I have now, I'll do a THX 1138 American Graffiti Special Edition parody video. But I appreciate that, man. Hope you're doing well. What do you think of Star Wars Jedi Temple Challenge? What's up, Stuart? Yeah, I literally as the stream was starting, I had it up on my phone and I watched that little trailer for it. I love that idea. It reminds me, for those of you who grew up maybe when I did, it reminds me of, you know, Double Dare. It reminds me of Legends of the Hidden Temple. It reminds me of Wild and Crazy Kids. And something like this just kind of, I don't know, it reminds me of that kind of stuff. And I hope, is it going to be on Disney Plus? I didn't get that. It's a fun little idea for a show, for sure. It does. And as I was watching that trailer, it brought me back to like when I was a kid and I would, you know, be eating a Lunchable on the sofa watching, you know, Legends of the Hidden Temple. So yeah, it'd be kind of fun. I probably, maybe I'll just check it out to see what it's all about. But, you know, it's probably not something that I'm going to watch unless my daughter gets into it in the future. But yeah. And Braden Birmingham, thank you so much for the channel support as well. I greatly appreciate that, man. Braden says, hey, Greedo, you collect any Lego Star Wars sets? No, I don't. I don't really collect anything, man. Yeah, the only things that I collect are like coffee mugs, maybe pint glasses, shot glasses, t-shirts from places that I've been. You know, that's really it. I've never been much of a collector for anything Star Wars, anything for that matter, other than that kind of stuff. So, no, the Lego set, I was actually lucky enough to get it sent to me. And now I do have an itch, though, to build them. I probably won't go out of my way to get a lot of them. And if I did get one, I would probably, since this A-Wing, I got this A-Wing, it satisfies my Star Wars itch, right? If I did get another one, I would probably go with the Saturn V rocket. I think that would be a fun build. I think it has like twice as many pieces as this. And I think, you know, it'd be it would fit in my room. I have space posters, you know, and stuff like that. So, but no, other than that, I've never really been a collector of anything, man. Other than, like I said, little pint glasses or coffee mugs from places that I've been around the world, you know. But that's about it. But I appreciate that, Braden. Hoping to get that not Clone Wars. I'm hoping to get that A-Wing build video up in the next couple weeks, but we shall see. And Caleb Kemp, thank you so much as well. DM sent. Nice, man. I'll have it pulled up here. And I will absolutely check it out after the stream for sure. Perfect. Parts are highlighted. Awesome. I appreciate you doing that. Making it easier for me. Cool. I should be able to maybe record a little bit tomorrow morning, but I will let you know as soon as I get around to that. I appreciate that, man. What's up, Chris? Mr. Mothmeta. Exile, thank you so much for the channel support. Been watching your content for a few years. Just wanted to say happy belated birthday. Also enjoyed your book. Well, thank you so much, man. On multiple fronts there. For one, thank you for tuning in all these years. For two, Thank you for the birthday wishes. And for 3, thank you for picking up my silly little book. I appreciate that on multiple fronts. I hope you enjoyed it. You said you did. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, I released a book back in December. It's a pretty personal story, or a personal book. You know, if you're looking for nothing but Star Wars thoughts, it's definitely not that. There's a chapter devoted to Star Wars, and Star Wars is sprinkled throughout the book here and there. But you know, it's kind of about growing up. It's about my time in the Navy. It's about video games. It's all about being a dad. It's all over the place. Very similar in a way to these live streams. All over the place, right? But Exile, thank you so much for the kind words, tuning in and picking up a copy of the book. I hope you got something out of it. But I appreciate that, man. Take care, Chris. Yes, one of the parody videos is Mecha Luke for sure. It's not just. I don't think it's just going to be Mecha Luke though. There's going to be multiple mechas. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway. Nice. Wasn't Jedi Temple Challenge originally going to premiere on Disney Plus? Oh, it's not on Disney Plus? Let me see if somebody answered that. Where is it going to be? Oh, weird. Where's it going to be? Is it going to be on YouTube? Will this be uploaded as a video after? Yeah, probably. I do that occasionally. It is going to be on YouTube. Really? Oh, interesting. Okay. Huh. You would think that's kind of interesting to me. You know, they have the streaming service, but they're releasing it for free on YouTube. That's kind of interesting. All right. Jammin'. Would you ever do a review on the entire series of Rebels? Yeah, that is my ultimate goal, man, is to eventually get around to finishing Rebels. I watched the first season as it was coming out. I barely remember it, man. I've heard the show gets better as it goes on. But it is my ultimate goal to watch it in its entirety. I don't know how I'll do those reviews, but it'll probably end up being like season reviews, you know, instead of individual episode reviews. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Cal. Yeah, Cal says season 1 kind of drags, but when you get to season 2, it starts to pick up like kind of like the Clone Wars. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it's kind of like I watched the first season and then the second season came out and me and my wife were watching something different. I've done that kind of shit with so many shows. I've never felt any pressure to need to watch anything. It's like, you guys know me. I'm super late to the party with everything. Like I said, I watch things when I want to watch them, and I feel no pressure to watch something just for the sake of making content. You know what I mean? I upload like once a week. So, oh well. Clone Wars was my childhood. I've heard that so many times, Tiny Fronts. The Clone Wars was my... How old was I in 2017? 31. I started watching the Clone Wars in 2017. But yeah. Just because so many people told me to watch it, and I gave it a chance, and I'm glad I did, you know. One of the biggest problems with the Clone Wars and Rebels is Dayman behind it. You thought Rebels was too kiddie? Well, the first season of Rebels that I did see, I thought it was pretty on par with a lot of Clone Wars arcs. I mean, not every arc of the Clone Wars is like Darth Maul and beheading, right? Well, yeah. Ooh, did you guys hear that thunder? Vince Wynn, thank you so much for becoming becoming the latest member of the fleet. Fresh face, never seen Vince Wynn around here before. Did that automatically re-up, or did you actually physically do that right now? But either way, Vince, you know the drill. I appreciate you. I hope you're doing well, man. Welcome to the fleet. If everybody could do me a favor, do me a big favor. Long time coming. If you could do me a favor, say welcome to the fleet, Vince. I would greatly appreciate it. But dude, thank you so much, man. It's good to see you as always. Hope you're doing well down there. Why is YouTube app ahead and desktop web is roughly 6 seconds behind? Usually it's... Oh, I have no idea. All right, so they would be different? I really don't know. I mean, the stream, I believe... I think the stream itself is usually about 30 seconds delayed. I mean, we could test that. You want to test it? We could test it. Let's test the delay. You want to? This will be a little experiment. I'm going to count down. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then go. When I say go, I want you to type, I don't know, I want you to type poop. All right? Will you do that? I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, go, and on go, you type the word poop. All right, cool? Ready? 3, 2, 1, poop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So, okay, so like 24, 23 seconds around there. All right. So, like between, okay, so we'll call it 25. It's like 25 seconds. All right, depending on if I was speed counting or not counting fast enough.
My 9. Oh. Kylo is the big bad. Then redeeming Kylo while he is Supreme Leader, reforming the First Order with pushback from his generals. The others end with violent standoffs. To justify no more movies, we need a different ending.
Benjamin B., thank you so much for the ridiculously generous super chat and channel support this afternoon, man. I greatly appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Your thoughts are kind of in line with what I've thought for a very long time, Ben. Not necessarily exactly that, but I actually had a little text conversation with my buddy the other day about all of this, and you know, I think he's kind of in the camp where he feels like the only thing they could have done was bring Palpatine back, and I'm in the complete opposite camp of that. I'm with you. Kylo as the big bad made sense to me. Sure, I think it was kind of inevitable for him to, to be redeemed. I didn't necessarily need that or want that. Wherever the story went, cool, but I didn't think it was a necessity. But I think the vast majority of people thought it was a necessity. Maybe even the filmmakers, right? So, no, I like that. I like that idea a lot. I'll read this, Ben. Kylo as the big bad, then redeeming Kylo while he is still Supreme Leader, reforming the First Order with pushback from his generals. The others end with violent standoffs. To justify no more movies, we need a different ending. No, I think it was. I wanted Kylo Ren to at least be for the sake of not bringing Palpatine back. I find that to be the most, and I've said this before, I find that to be the most just unimaginative, throwaway nothing that I've seen in a Star Wars movie. It's like it's not that it doesn't do anything for me. It affects the sequel trilogy. It affects my enjoyment of it or that film in a completely negative way. I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. Kylo Ren is the big bad. I think would have been a much more cohesive, made for a much more cohesive trilogy. I don't know how it would go down with a redemption. I don't see like the First Order being reformed, but in terms of cohesion. In terms of a cohesive trilogy that didn't feel like the last chapter of it went in a completely different weird-ass direction, I do feel like Kylo Ren as the big bad not being redeemed, not being turned, and not having the First Order, reformed, that would have made for a more cohesive ending. Now, I mean, a lot of people obviously went into this wanting Kylo Ren to be redeemed. I get it. I heard a lot of people going into the movie saying things like, you can't have the son of Leia and Han end up, die as the bad guy. And in my brain, I'm like, oh, yeah, you can. Don't let your external feelings of what these characters should and shouldn't do, what these characters mean to you externally from the film, don't let that dictate the things that should happen in the film or need to happen in the film or could happen in the film, right? But yeah, I don't know. That's just me, though. And you, Ben. But dude, thank you so much for the the ridiculously generous and super chat and channel support this afternoon, man. I hope you're doing well, staying safe out there. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, dude. Favorite Fallen Order character, Ricardo. Yeah, I mean, I think my default answer would be Cal. I really enjoyed going on like I don't know. It was kind of fun to play as Cal and go through the motions and kind of put the puzzle pieces together alongside him. You know what I mean? No, it was yeah, I think Cal. Amon, am I saying that correctly? Amon Henderson? Mr. Henderson says, I was wanting to buy your book, but I could not find it in ebook format. Any plans on making it available in eBack format? Yeah, yeah, that's something that I need to do, man. Apparently it's really easy. I self-publish through Amazon, and all you write your text file in like Word or something like that and upload it. They create, you create your layout, but then they manufacture it and everything. So self-published. And apparently it's just as easy with a Kindle. And since it's, the Kindle is connected to Amazon, it makes it even easier. So yes, it's just a matter of me sitting down and figuring out the format of it. Because the format of, I can't just upload the manuscript. I can't just upload that because I need to reformat it for a Kindle, if that makes sense. If I uploaded it as is, like the pages wouldn't match, chapters would start inside of other chapters. It would just be a mess. So yeah, eventually I will. It's something that I've looked at briefly, and I've heard it's super simple, but yeah, eventually I absolutely will. Are you excited for the High Republic Star Wars teen? Yeah, it's not something that I'm like. It's not on par with like my excitement for Mandalorian season 2, but the High Republic, what does get me a little excited for that is the new factor, right? It's something that I've been pressing about. It's something that I've been wanting for a long time. Is new eras, new characters. Not relying on characters from the past or scenarios, stories from the past that we're already familiar with. And the High Republic seems like it's going to scratch that itch for me. Now, hopefully I like it. It seems very Lord of the Ringsy from what, judging a book by its cover, obviously. But, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so just for the sake of the new factor, that's what I'm excited for sure. But... Yeah, it's delayed till what? 2021, January of 2021 now? Is that what it is? I could be wrong. Boom, boom. It doesn't bother me, We're a patient bunch. At least Star Wars used to come out so infrequently that I think Star Wars fans, at least in the past, were just super patient with everything. Nowadays, everything needs to go. Instant gratification, go. It's all right. We can wait.
Hope all is well and staying safe. R1 Mando Solo etc. showed that Star Wars with little to no Jedi /Sith/Force actually can work. How about a whole new trilogy in that format, however?
Sapity, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. I was about to do something. Give me 1 sec, Sapity. Want to see something silly? 1 sec. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I turned around to grab my helmet because I was going to put my helmet on and then turn on my webcam and then actually talk through my microphone and you guys could see me live opposed to this. I was just going to do that for a split second, but my helmet's downstairs because I was filming a Lego build. So maybe next time. But Sapity, thank you so much, man. Sapity says, hope all is well and staying safe. Rogue One, Mando, Solo, etc. showed that Star Wars with little to no Jedi Sith Force actually can work. How about a whole new trilogy in that format? However, no, I'm 100% on board with that. I mean, you know this, right? When I think of Star Wars, I do think of the smugglers and the bounty hunters and the seedy underbelly. I don't really think of Sith and Jedi and the Force. That's not the first thing that comes to my mind. So an entire trilogy focusing on those aspects, the people that don't have magic abilities, really appeals to me. I think that's one of the reasons that, yes, the Mandalorian has the child, right? There are Force elements in there. Big, small, it's there. But I've been pleasantly surprised that it is, for the most part, pretty subtle. And it's not there for the sake of, I don't know, flash or show. It's there to progress the story. It's there to give our characters like a holy shit moment. It's you know what I mean? It's not the Force Unleashed. It's the child and our character. I really like it. So yes, I'm 100% on board. I would love that. Not every Star Wars movie or whatnot needs to be Force heavy. Even Rogue One with Chirrut Imwe, it was kind of the same thing. He was like a believer. He wasn't proficient. He was. It was kind of a different look at the Force than what we're used to, and I found it to be maybe a little more, I guess, internally in the movie, a little more, I guess, spiritually engaging from a Star Wars and the Force perspective, you know, which was kind of, he was my favorite character in that movie. Really, one of the only things that worked for me in that movie, and but yeah, man. So completely on board. I would love it, but yeah. I appreciate that, man. Legoville? Oh, no. I said Lego build. Lego build. Lego. What is Lego? Is that what they call the Lego amusement park? Have you seen the Incinerator Stormtrooper helmet from the Black Series? No. Nuh-uh. Let me see.
Rewatched Spider-Verse. I love that movie so much. In the words of Mike Stowe, Class YT broke new ground. This got me thinking, would you or anyone in chat be opposed to animated feature SW films?
Vince and Caretaker Wanted, thank you so much for the channel supports this afternoon, guys. I greatly appreciate that. I was just looking at this Incinerator Black Series helmet. It's pretty sharp. But I think I'm gonna stick with my A New Hope stunt helmet. I love it too much. Oh man, it's starting to storm outside, ladies and gentlemen. Caretaker Wanted, thank you so much. I'm probably in the minority, but I kind of want the trilogy format to be done with. If it takes more than 3 movies to tell a story, then so be it. I don't. So I like my kind of initial thought. I like the idea, Caretaker, of sprinkling like one and dones for the next, I don't know, 10 years, you know, just one and done, one-off movies, and then coming back with a bang in like a decade with a trilogy, you know. But I'm sure that won't be the case. It's kind of hard for me, at least, and maybe a lot of other people, to think of Star Wars and not think of trilogy format. And that's just because it's what we're used to, you know, and the anthology films and the one-offs are a little out of the norm. But I do love the idea of sprinkling them in over the next 10 years and then coming back with a bang with the trilogy, you know. I definitely like the trilogy format more than the anthologies and the one-offs, because you have the ability to surprise. You have the ability to give twists and turns and have something to look forward to in the future for an audience, you know. And Star Wars has always been, for the most part, like, you know, a film ends and you wonder what's going to happen next, and that is such a exciting thing to me that I would hate for it to get lost in a sea of like one and dones, you know. As much as I want more one and dones, I think in my heart of hearts, Star Wars and trilogies will just always go hand in hand, and maybe that's just an old way of looking at things, which is probably the case, but that's just where my brain is. But yeah, I don't think I would get as excited for like an anthology or a one and done than I would if a new trilogy was coming out, you know. That's just me. Maybe that's why I don't really like Rogue One, and Solo isn't really high on my list, is because it is, they are just kind of there, you know. I don't know, it's interesting. But anyway, I appreciate that, Caretaker. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Vince says, rewatch Spider-Verse. I love that movie so much. In the words of Mike Stacklasa, it broke new ground. This got me thinking, would you or anyone in the chat be opposed to animated feature Star Wars films? I mean, the chat can answer this as well. I'm definitely not opposed to it. It's not something that I think of often, but I definitely wouldn't be opposed to it. Animated Star Wars feature films. I'd be really curious to see how they would do in the theater, because I would be willing to guess, and maybe this is a completely wrong expectation, but I would be willing to guess that the numbers at the box office and everything would be significantly lower than if you were to release an actual like live action Star Wars movie that people are used to, you know. The Clone Wars animated film was released in the theater. I never saw it when it came out. And was it a limited run, or did like every theater show it? I don't think it did. I could be wrong, but I'm definitely not opposed to it. The Spider-Verse movie, we watched it, I don't even know, when did that come out? I feel like it was well over a year ago. Let me look up when that came out. Into the Spider-Verse. Okay, 2018. December of 2018. So yeah. It was like a year ago. It was probably like as soon as it became available online. And it was kind of just like a nice little surprise, because obviously you hear the chatter online, people were praising it and saying they loved it and whatnot. And to tell you the truth, we didn't have that much of a desire to watch it. We haven't seen any of the new Spider-Man movies. We haven't really watched very many of the new Marvel movies. But just because of all the praise and the positivity that was just showered all over Into the Spider-Verse, that's what pushed us to watch it. And I'm so glad we did, because it was, yeah, it's just through and through fun. The way they do I guess, what would you, like the dimensions and everything, and bringing all these characters together was such a clever, I love the visuals of it too. It's just such a clever, fun way to propel the story and come to an end point. I loved it. It was great. I've only seen it once. But I would definitely watch it again for sure. So yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I don't, just being honest, I don't think I would be that excited for an animated Star Wars feature film. And once again, kind of what I was saying with Caretaker, that's probably just the old fucker in me. The old way of looking at things, right? But yeah. Anyway, that was actually the first time that I ever heard the name Post Malone, I think. Because didn't he do a song for the movie? I don't pay attention to much, man. It's funny, like, yeah, I don't pay attention to much. I should have known his name, I guess, a long time ago. But yeah, anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. Did you guys hear that thunder? There's no question in my mind that's gonna wake up my daughter from her nap. It is getting dark outside. It does not show in this pre-recorded loop, but it is getting dark outside. But yeah. Yeah, the animation was great, Stuart, for sure. Spider-Man is his favorite. White Wolf says it's his favorite superhero film. I get it. I completely get it, man. I'm kind of tugged in two different directions when it comes to my favorite superhero movie. Multiple directions, I would say. Obviously, the original Superman movie. I almost said Keanu Reeves. With Christopher Reeve.
Give me Rian Johnson's trilogy. He has good intuition in expanding what SW can be. His work would be more well received doing so with new SW characters rather than ones people are attached to.
Benjamin B, thank you so much for the channel support, man. Give me one sec. Yeah, favorite superhero movies. I'm kind of torn. Original Superman, or Dark Knight, or Captain America: Winter Soldier. I love Captain America: Winter Soldier. It's by far my favorite Marvel movie. But yeah. Benjamin B, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support once again, man. Ben says, give me Rian Johnson's trilogy. He has good intuition in expanding what Star Wars can be. His work would be more well received doing so with new Star Wars characters rather than ones people are attached to. You're probably right about that for sure. No, it's really interesting. And kind of his Star Wars film is such not even looking at the movie, looking at the reactions to his movie is such I don't know, there could probably be some kind of like psych class taught about the reaction to his movie, you know. It's really interesting to look at the pros and the cons in terms of the camps that people fall into about The Last Jedi. And I think a lot of it, like you said, Ben, a Star Wars movie that he would make would be more or well received, or better received rather, with characters that people aren't attached to. There's no question in my mind. But yeah, I would love to see him kind of spearhead his own trilogy. I find it hard to believe when people say like he's not a good filmmaker. Man, he's made some great movies. Looking back even at Brick, we watched Brick as soon as Rian Johnson was announced as the director of Episode 7. I liked it for what it was. Obviously, you know, young Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I like the concept of the movie quite a bit. And then Looper was just such a unique, fun ride. Knives Out, dude. Knives Out. I mean, yeah. So he is definitely a unique talent in an industry full of flash, and he brings a different set of cards to the table. A much more unique spin on things. I think that's why I do like The Last Jedi is my fourth favorite Star Wars movie, man. You know that. And it is that difference, that uniqueness, that chance taking that I appreciate in it. I don't want more of the same. I don't want my characters to be goddamn superheroes. Yeah, so. Yeah, man. But I appreciate that, Ben. I'm with you. People reaction over TLJ is so visceral, total insane. Well, yeah, I think the reason that I find it more interesting than anything, Matt, the reaction to it, like for me, right? I look at myself. I did not like the Rise of Skywalker. It's one of my least favorite Star Wars movies. But dude, I've made 2 videos about it since December. If I wanted to like play the rage bait game and stoke the fire of internet discourse, I would have just ran. I would have made 200 videos about that goddamn movie over the past 4 months, right? 5 months, whatever we're at. It's almost 6 months now. I don't have that in me. And I think another reason that I look at it more from a, like, oh, that's an interesting perspective is because I lived through the prequel era, you know, going to comic shops, being a part of the internet discussion during those movies. It was the same shit. Different day, different characters, different movies, but the same shit. And the only difference nowadays is that the rage is you can monetize it, right? Do you think these people actually want to talk for 1,000 hours about a goddamn one movie? Do you think they actually want to do that? Or do you think it's about that AdSense revenue? Come on, man. Come on. Silly sons of bitches. But, yeah. Gotta love it. Gotta get that ad revenue. But hey, people watch it. I just do not have that in me. Oh, that's an hour on the dot, ladies and gentlemen. An hour on the dot. Right in time for the storms to come and water my grass. As a new homeowner, that's what I look forward to storms for the watering of my grass. I don't have to run my irrigation system. It's funny, man, like at our old house, I could never get grass to grow. I never gave a shit because we didn't live like in an HOA community. You know, we lived in downtown Jacksonville. Nobody cared what your yard looked like. We tried to keep ours nice. You know, we planted plants and stuff. It was nice. But like the grass was just weeds. And I would basically be mowing dirt and weeds. Now here, you know, you have to think about putting down some Scott's Bonus S to fertilize that St. Augustine grass. But yeah. Anyway. Things you think about as you get older. Anyway. So, all right, everybody. That was an hour on the dot of an hour-long planned live stream. So, no, Stuart, I'm not going to be streaming tonight. I actually have a trivia thing with my buddies tonight, which is a blast. I recommend everybody go out there and do this with their friends. This group of guys that I've known since I was like 13, we've been best friends. We've all been in one another's weddings. Same group of guys that I've talked about that we get a cabin every year and hang out for a weekend. We've been doing these Zoom chats for the past month, and every week somebody's in charge of creating trivia for the night. And tonight is my turn. I'm super pumped. I'm going to put on my suit, turn on my webcam, put on some shades, talk in this professional microphone, and ask some really inappropriate trivia questions. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. To everybody who supported the channel through super chats, I greatly appreciate it, man. The channel survives because of you guys. To everybody who hung out in the chat or just listened to my dumb voice, thank you so much for doing so. So, have a fantastic Thursday. Have a good afternoon. Have a good morning. Have a good evening, wherever the hell you are on planet Earth. And I will catch you all on the flip side. See ya!